Good day, folks. Bill Hubbard, Coldwell Banker Executives in beautiful British Columbia. This is your real estate market housing review for the Central Okanagan for June of 2025, and of course the summary of the second quarter of 2025. The Central Okanagan is actually swinging. It's swinging from a decreasing, correcting market into a balanced and slightly into a recovering market. And so the reason I say this is if you look at the absorption here, the Central Okanagan was definitely experiencing downward pressure on pricing. And if you go all the way back to September of 2023, you had single digit absorption. And basically, you had a couple of jumps to 10 and 11 here. You were in single digit, and then you got up to 12 and 13 and 11, and then back down into the single digits again. And right through into in November of 2024, December, you got 11 and 10 for February and 10, and then it starts to inch up. And when it first went up, we said a month doesn't make a market. In other words, 1 month doesn't matter. Now we've got 3 months pretty much nestled in that balanced market range of 12 to 20%. So the Central Okanagan, what's happening there is you've had downward pressure on pricing, downward pressure on sales, but it is now flattening out and starting to recover. So if you look over at the sales, there was 207 sales in June of 2025. That's 207 residential sales. If you look at June of 2024, there was 186. We're actually up fairly substantially. And if you look at June of 2023, 231, we're down a bit from that. But again, June of 2023 was a fairly robust market. It was just starting to correct. If we go over to the quarterly averages for the second quarter of 2025, our average absorption averaged for the second quarter is 13.86%. That's up 12% when comparing it to the second quarter of 2024. There was 210 sales per month on average, which is up 13.7% compared to the number of sales per month in the second quarter of 2024. Our inventory is actually down 1%, which is significant. Inventory is a good indicator that demand is moving in a certain direction. When the inventory is starting to inch down, demand is exceeding the incoming supply. And that is a sign of a recovering market. So overall, the Central Okanagan, I would say, is starting to bounce back. It's not doing anything crazy or booming or jumping up or anything. It's just leveling off and starting to bounce back into that balanced market range. And that's your review for June of 2025 for the Central Okanagan.